Global Gold for those that are based in America and Canada. And for those in the UK and Europe, we have Orvesta. Get yours now. Charlies.gold.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, the 11th of February, 2026. For those people who've been following me for the last 5 or 6 years, you will know that about 4 years ago, I was sharing the information I had of those people who were being flown from America down to Gitmo to face military tribunals. Now, this wasn't in the public domain. This was very much private information that I was being given to share with my audience. Now, those cases that were being heard in Guantanamo Bay by military tribunal, some people cooperated, some people didn't as much. But some of those cases are going to come into the public domain right now. So for those people who've been waiting for the hard evidence, you'll see some of it now, not all of it, but you'll see some of it right now. You'll see some of the prosecutions that happened 4 years ago. And as I remind you, all of this hoo-ha at the moment about none of these cases can be tried by the DOJ, the reason is simple. They've already been tried by the military tribunal. These cases were over a long time ago. It had to be done this way, and it's been done very successfully. Good morning, Drew.
Good morning, Charlie. Good morning, everyone. Well, the juice is definitely coming out, Charlie. US officials have told BBC Verify that a draft press release announcing Epstein's death was mistakenly dated the day before he actually died. Officials say the date error was an administrative mistake, not evidence of prior knowledge, but the revelation is likely to intensify scrutiny over how authorities handled one of the most controversial deaths in recent US custody. What a load of cobbles, Charlie. Have you seen the video of him lately walking around? What a panto.
It's all pantomime, and all of this stuff is put out there to help wake people up. And it's a little bit embarrassing at times as to how dumb some people are with all the evidence that's out there. But there's so many people now, and I know lots of them, who just live in their happy bubble. And I've had to accept the fact that some people are out there to lead. Some people are out there to fight. And we're out there to fight for those people who can't fight or won't fight. But that should never deter the people that are out there to fight. We're out there to fight for humanity. All of this exposure about what happened with Jeffrey Epstein, and yes, isn't it a coincidence that he's been seen in Israel, walking about the streets of Israel? You can't make this stuff up. This is all to wake people up. There is so much going on right now to wake people up. It's very interesting to see the exposure of how Israel has had the United States of America under control, how they've controlled everything. We've heard about AIPAC, but boy, oh boy, their control was unbelievable. And it's all to do with money. It's always easy to control people when you're funding things or getting funded. And of course, you've got politicians on the inside who are getting paid to make sure that Israel gets money to pay them. I mean, the circle is corrupt, and all of this is being exposed. It's a very interesting time right now that we live in. We're seeing the whole system change. Now, over the last 50 years, we've watched China move away from communism. We've watched Russia move away from poverty. We've watched these countries. Now, if you go to Russia, you'll see a very, very different country. If you go to China, you'll see a very, very different country. These countries are so far ahead of the US, Europe, and the UK. It's incredible. The most important thing with these countries, in China and Russia, women and children can walk about the streets safely day and night. You can't say that in Europe. You can't say it in the US and you can't say it in the UK. We're that far behind. And of course, it's very, very difficult for people who live in the United States of America to come to terms with the fact that the hegemony that you've enjoyed for years and the UK, the control they've had for years, it's very hard to live with the fact that you don't have that control anymore. We're now on a level playing field. I asked a question this morning, and 98.5% of people get this wrong about America. The United States of America is one country. But how many countries are in America? Most people get that wrong. There are actually 35 countries in America. So when people go, well, he's taking over Canada, he's taking over Mexico. Well, with respect, you're part of America. Mexico and Canada are part of North America. 3 countries: USA, Canada, and Mexico, North America. Central America, 7 countries: Belize, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, and Panama. Part of America, not the United States, America. Then you get into the Caribbean, 13 countries, including Cuba, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Jamaica, etc. Then you get into South America, Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Guyana, Paraguay, Peru, Suriname, Uruguay, Venezuela. 12 countries, 35 countries in total, that most people in the United States of America do not realize that are currently part of America, not United States, America. The Americas, if you want to call it that way. So when you wake up to the truth, it's very interesting, isn't it? Because these people are going, oh, I don't want to be a part of America. Well, you've been part of America for a very long time. But you're not part of the United States. That's a separate thing. But we've all lost it in language. It's time to wake up. Drew.
Next up, Russian special forces uncover a massive underground child trafficking and adrenochrome operation behind Ukrainian lines. Dozens of tunnels, medical labs and traffickers linked to an international, drumroll, Israeli-run network. Hundreds of children have been rescued. The media is silent. The system bleeds. Obviously all allegedly.
Well, we can say allegedly, but I've been telling you for 5 years that the reason that Russia, Vladimir Putin, went into Ukraine was not what you thought. It was to shut down the bioweapons factories. It was to shut down the human trafficking. It was to shut down the child trafficking, the child abuse. All of this stuff, that was the reason behind it. Let's get real about it. Let's tell the truth. Mainstream media will not tell you this. This has been going on for a very long time. Human trafficking, child trafficking, adrenochrome, bioweapons, all done in Ukraine, all done in the Donbass region. That's why Putin went in there, to stop it happening. So, why Europe, the US and the UK so desperate to defend Ukraine when Ukraine is not part of the EU, not part of NATO? It's in Europe geographically, yes, but it's not part of these organizations. So why are we defending it? Well, logic, isn't it? The UK, the US, and Europe are defending their adrenochrome, their human trafficking, their child trafficking business, which is all funded by, yep, you guessed it, Israel, allegedly. And that was the news brought to you on the 11th of February, 2026. It's Wednesday. It's Insiders Club. Don't miss it tonight. Tonight, we're going to have a special edition where we're going to have an extended question and answer. So if you've got questions, we've got answers. We'll see you there. Have a good day.
Bye bye.
These are the facts, not put out by mainstream media. If you want to know the truth, we put out the truth every single day, Monday to Friday. Saturdays and Sundays we spend with our families, as we should do. So if you want to know the truth, come to charlieward.com and see real news daily. And join the Insiders Club, which is live on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Oval Gold for those that are based in America and Canada. And for those in the UK and Europe, we have Orvesta. Get yours now. Charlies.gold.